Namaskar, hello and very good afternoon to all the viewers and learners. Welcome to CIET NCERT's live interactive session. You're watching us live on PME Vidya channel number 8 and also on our official YouTube channels NCERT Official and NCERT PME Vidya Class 8. Today we are going to discuss something very small in size but very important in our lives. Yes, today's topic is microorganisms, friend and foe for the students of science of class 8th. And to throw the light on this particular topic, we have with us our wonderful science teacher, Miss Priti Maan, TGT at Bal Bharati Public School, Gangaram Hospital Marg. We'll welcome you, ma'am, in our today's session. Thank you so much for being here. And we also welcome all our viewers who are watching us right now in this session. I am Dr. Megha Jain moderating today's session. And with me, you can see the sign language interpreter, Dev. And since you know that this is a live program, which means you can also be the part of this program. If you have any question, you can ask those questions by either sending us an email, phone, or you can write the question in the comment box option of our YouTube channels. If you want to send us an email, you can give us an email on dth.class8@ciet.nic.in. You can also give us a call on the number flashing on the screen, which is 8800440559. So with that, let's start today's session. I would like to request you to kindly give an overview of the chapter.
Alright, so in your introductory statement, we have heard that we'll be studying something which is very small, at the same time that is important, right? So that is the chapter all about microorganisms. So if we see the literal words here, so it has micro means small, and organisms are the living creatures that are present. Okay, so this is how it goes. Microorganisms, the small creatures and the living things that are present, they are that small that they are not visible to us with naked eyes. So we cannot see them like this. So to see those, we need some special instrument, and that is called as a telescope. Is it telescope or microscope? That's a question. You can write down the answer in the chats. So the answer to this is a microscope. The picture is of the same is attached in here. So microscope. So it enable us to see those microorganisms that are not visible to us, right? Now microorganisms, the study of it is a part of science that is called as microbiology. So different fields we have in science, and this is one of that, wherein students, they study about how these microorganisms are involved, they are interacting, and they are the part of our systems as well. Now next we have that how do we classify them?
Yes, and that's what I was wondering, that what are the different types of microorganisms, and can we see them with the naked eyes?
No, it's not possible because micro, right? So the word itself says that they are very small for us to see, and for that what we are using a microscope. So types, yes, you have asked me the types. Yes, they are classified in 5 major categories. So the very first one is bacteria, right? We have heard it many times, bacteria. Now what is bacteria? It is a single celled organisms that comes in various shapes, right? So we have rod shaped bacteria, so that is called as bacillus. Then we have spherical shapes bacteria, that is called as cocci, and spiral shaped bacteria. Okay, these are very tiny in size. Now coming up next we have algae. Now the color of algae is green, right? Now why it is green? Because algae, they prepare their own food. with the help of a process that is called as photosynthesis. We have seen that in plants also, that plants, they are able to prepare their food with the help of process that is photosynthesis. What they do in that process? They take in sunlight, they take water, also carbon dioxide. So, carbon dioxide along with water, when it reacts, it produces glucose, right. So, that is about the process photosynthesis. So, algae is green in color because it has that pigment chlorophyll present in it, which enables algae to do photosynthesis. Now, algae also, we have seen it every moist place where water is stagnant and water is in direct contact. We see those green patches, right. So, those green patches are what? They are algae, very easy to identify. Now, next we have protozoa. Now, protozoa, they are single celled organisms, like amoeba is the example, paramecium is the example of it. Okay. Next we have fungus. Now, fungus, they are single celled also and they are multicellular also. Now, single celled fungus, we have the example of yeast, right. So, yeast we will study further in detail about it. So, just remember one point, that yeast is what? Yeast is a single celled fungus. Now, there are also fungus which are multiple cells. So, rhizopus is the one. So, you must have seen that by chance, if you forget your chapati or bread in the lunch box, now what happens to it? You see those black color patches coming on that. Now, that black color patches are what? They are the fungus that got generated over it. And if you further see it, right. So, you can see there are small black colored dots which are present. So, those black colored dots are what? They are the spores. Okay. Now, whenever these spores are getting the right conditions, they will grow up. Now, you see in rainy season, mushrooms, again it is a kind of fungi. So, mushrooms, they sprout up anywhere. Now, fungus, one more point here to notice, they are non-green in color. Mushroom, we know they are white in color. So, that is one more differentiation between algae and fungus. Algae are green, more of them they are green, and fungus, they are non-green because they do not have chlorophyll present in them, right. So, fungus, yes, I was telling this, that in rainy season automatically we see that they are sprouting up anywhere. Okay. So, why that happens? Because the spores are present in the air. So, what they wait for? They wait for the right condition. The right condition is proper amount of humidity and the right temperature, because summers it is too hot. Now, rain, when rain is there, that provides that right amount of water, right amount of humidity. So, because of that, the fungus is growing. So, this season also the fungus spores are present everywhere. They are just waiting for that right amount of humidity to grow up. Okay. Now, right in the end we have viruses. Now, they are very scary. So, we have heard names of many viruses.
Of course.
Yes. So, we even had fought a virus in the past. Now, viruses, why they are dangerous? Because they do not have anything of their own, right. Now, virus, it needs a host body to grow. So, if it is not in a host body, what will happen? It will not be growing up, right. Once it enters in the host body, now from there it take up the nutrition and it starts to reproduce rapidly. Like the easiest of example we can take is of common cold. Common cold is what? It is a viral disease, right. So, what happens in that? When a person suffers from common cold, you see day one some easiness is there, there is mucus coming out of your nose and some sort of temperature issues you will be having. Day 2, the intensity increases, right? You have more and more mucus coming out. Why that happens? Because the virus that entered in your body, it is multiplied itself, it is growing and growing. Okay, so with viruses, this is the thing that they remains inactive when they are not having any host with them. The moment they are getting a host, now host has to be a living organisms. The moment they are getting a host, they enter and they start to take nutrition, and once they are getting that nutrition, what happens further? They start to grow rapidly. This is the reason why they are at the borderline of living and non-living organisms.
So, ma'am, what's that one property because of which the viruses are regarded as living and non-living?
Yes. See, living organisms, they perform all the functions. There are 7 main functions that a body needs to perform when we call it as a living organisms. Now, with viruses, what happens? Outside the body, they are in completely non-reactive state. Yes? The moment they get a host, let it be a plant, animal, or even us. Now, what we are for the virus? We are the source wherein they can take up the energy and reproduce. Now, because they are reproducing, so they are even called as living organisms.
Okay.
So, it completely dependent on the availability of host cell or host body that makes a virus a living or a non-living.
So, in that case, do we need to fear microorganisms?
Sometimes. So, that's what we will be discussing next, because they are called as, they are our frenemies. Okay, they are friends also, and as well as they are enemies.
That's a very interesting term for our students,
Yes,
frenemies.
Frenemies.
Yeah.
So, friend and foe we have seen, either they are our friends or they are foes. So, I call that microorganisms are what? They are our frenemies. So, we'll see the friend part first, because it's good to see the good part first, right? On the screen you see that a virus or a microorganism is holding, and it's saying that we are all not bad, right? Because they are helping us with so many things. Now, friendly microorganisms, we are completely surrounded by them. Okay. Now, how we are surrounded by them? If it is eating something, microorganisms are there. Cleaning up the environment, microorganisms are there. Cleaning up the waste that we are producing, microorganisms are there. Even for making medicines, right? We have just seen, we have discussed virus that they causes some sort of illness. Even to sort that illness, microorganisms are there. So, one by one we will see the example. So, the very first one that's coming up is making of curd, right? Everybody has seen curd. So, I also have brought curd for you. So, this is here. The color, it's white in color, and we all know curd is made up of what? Curd is made up of milk, right? And milk has lactic acid present in it, right? Now, further what happens, how it turns into a curd? You know, a spoonful of this curd can turn, say, 10 liters of milk into curd. How is that possible? Now, in this bowl is full of microorganism. Which microorganism? It is lactobacillus, right? Milk contains a sugar that is called as lactose sugar. Now, that sugar in the presence of good bacteria. Now, lactobacillus is what? It's a good bacteria, right? Now, what it does? See, there is a even procedure to make curd. What do? We take milk, we just warm it up. It is not that we have to be having boiling milk, we just warm it, right? Now, warming up milk, what exactly we are doing? We are giving medium to that bacteria to grow rapidly, right? You must have seen in summers, curdling process, it happens at a faster rate as compared to winters. Winters, you need to cover up that vessel with so many layers so that the temperature is maintained inside and the curdling happens. Now lactobacillus. Lacto is coming from where? From lactose sugar. And bacillus, if you remember, I have told you that it is the structure, right? Right in the image, lactobacillus is seen. Now, if we take a drop of curd and see it under the microscope, now what will observe? These structures, see blue color structures which are there on the screen, that is the bacteria which is present in the curd, right? And how they are in shape? They are rod shaped cells, right? So, lactobacillus, lacto is coming from lactose sugar and bacillus is coming from where? It is giving us the name for that rod shaped cells. That what is the shape of these cells? They are rod shaped. This we have seen, making of curd. Next we have making of bread. Now this complete industry, it depends on yeast, right? So I have brought this for you. This is the dough. Now what is there inside it? You can see small air holes which are present, right? And if I further move it, see the normal dough, it doesn't look like this. Now why there are these small pores present in it? Because yeast, I have added yeast in it with hot water. Now yeast, what yeast is doing? It is multiplying. Now wheat has sugar present in it, right? So yeast feed on that sugar and it divides rapidly. When it is dividing, it is undergoing, it is even doing respiration, and when it is respiring, it is exhaling out carbon dioxide. So it is that carbon dioxide that is helping our breads or the cakes or whatever we are making. It is helping them to be fluffy, right? We like bread which is fluffy, we like cakes which are fluffy. So that fluffiness is coming from where? It is coming from a microorganism.
Okay. Does that apply to idli and dosa and other South Indian food as well? Okay.
See, there the bacteria is, the good bacteria is already present, so they undergo fermentation on their own.
Okay.
So wherever we require, you even get that kind of smell also when food is fermenting naturally. And if you don't want that smell to be there in your food, you can just simply add yeast powder to it along with some sugar.
Yes. So kind of there are many products that we use in our day-to-day life that help us understand this chapter.
Yes, so we have seen curd, we have seen making of bread, you have given wonderful examples. Everybody likes South Indian food, so idli, dosas, dhoklas and even the bhaturas that are made. Everywhere what we are using yeast. Now coming up next, we have this very important process of fermentation. Now how it is carried away? Now this is the bottle where the fermentation process is going on, right? So you can see the color of it. So it has what? It has sugar solution added to it with yeast. Now again what is happening? Yeast is feeding on sugar, right? When it is feeding on sugar, what it is doing? It is breaking down sugar into alcohol. So by doing this, see we all know that how these fruit bears, how they are made. So we take that particular fruit and we ferment it. Now on fermentation what happens? They produce alcohols and these alcoholic drinks are made with the help of the process of fermentation. Now that's how we define this process as fermentation. Now lastly we have this medicinal use, because we have seen that how they are causing trouble to us, but they are even important to us because antibiotics that we are taking, they are made up of bacteria and fungi, right? You must have heard these names, streptomycin, amoxicillin, right? What are these? They are the medicines that are used with the help of bacteria and fungus, right? Now there's one more thing, while taking antibiotics, what we need to be precautionary measures, what we need to be following, that first it should be prescribed by a doctor, and second is you need to complete the dose, right? Because what exactly you are doing, you are consuming a microorganism, okay? So that needs to be prescribed by the doctor and it needs to be in proper doses. And the last, we see that how they are helping even our crops, that with the help of these bacteria, the soil fertility increases. Now this we have even seen in first chapter, how rhizobium bacteria, it binds with leguminous plants and it fixes nitrogen, which further increase the amount of nitrogen in the soil. Now with this we have seen the front part of microorganism, that how they are helping us in doing day-to-day activities or also in maintaining our health and even our crops.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for this. This was really insightful. So friends, today we learned that the microorganisms may be tiny, but they are mighty. They help us making food like curd and bread and idli and dosa, and also help us in making medicine and even cleaning the environment. Some of them can make us sick also, but that's what the life is. Thank you very much to our amazing science teacher, Miss Priti Maan. Thank you so much for coming here and explaining this so clearly and making this tiny world of microbes so easy to understand. You also saw this entire session in the sign language interpretation by Dev. And now, my dear learners, if you are fond of writing, we have something for you. Let's watch a video of a competition related video, बालपन की कविता।
क्या आपको भी गीत कविता पढ़ने लिखने और गाने गुनगुनाने में रुचि है? तो आइए शिक्षा मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की एक अनूठी और सराहनीय पहल का हिस्सा बने तथा भारतीय भाषाओं और अंग्रेजी में लोकगीत और कविताएं भेजें। आप दिए गए लिंक पर अपनी रचनाएं अथवा किसी अन्य रचनाकार के गीत और कविताएं भेज सकते हैं। भारतीय भाषा कविता प्रतियोगिता के नियम आदि भी आपको इसी लिंक पर उपलब्ध होंगे।
We would also like to share with you that the new NCERT textbooks of grade 4 and 7 are now available. You can get them on Amazon, Flipkart and also from the official NCERT website. With this is the time for me to wind up this session. But before that, I would like to share with you the details of upcoming programs on this channel. So, our next program will be for the students of mathematics of class 8. The topic will be linear equations in one variable. At 4 o'clock, you can listen to our program. The title will be साइबर सुरक्षा के सामाजिक और नैतिक पहलू। 5 बजे हम आपके लिए लेकर आएंगे सहयोग कार्यक्रम, जिसका विषय रहेगा एक्सरसाइज एंड मेंटल वेलबींग। With this, we really would like to thank you to all the viewers and all the learners. But remember, always wash your hands, eat clean food and stay protected. Keep learning, keep smiling, stay curious and do listen to us. Keep watching our YouTube channel and PM E-Vidya channels. Dr. Megha Jain signing off. Namaskar.